to keep it brief, is, well, it's probably the most important point that I've learned, and that was really confirmed for me recently, is the importance of continuous learning. By continuous learning, I don't mean just in school and your academics, I mean throughout life. So, of course, when you're in school, and one of the principles of the National Honor Society is scholarship. And so your studies are very important, and it's very important to, not just in one subject. If you're good in math, you still have to, learn science, social studies, if they still call it history, and English. But it doesn't just stop in school. So it doesn't end here. It doesn't end when you graduate from high school. It doesn't end in college, after college, or ever in your life. You're always learning, and some of the most well-rounded individuals are those that never stop learning. So it could be something as simple as learning how to change a tire, just so that you know, in case you're ever in that situation. Or it could be something like learning how to code, learning a new coding language. And this continuous learning was really solidified for me at work, because, I graduated from BU, 4-year degree, put in all that hard work, so I know everything, right? I can just go to my job, do everything that they ask with no questions, and I'll be on my way. I was wrong. So my job, I'm a controls engineer. It's coding, but you have to learn how, I have to learn how Ford does things, and how they apply to the bigger picture at Ford. And so when I say continuous learning, I don't mean that you'll never truly grasp something, but it's about always looking to learn from someone who you may not think knows, more than you, or who you may not think you can learn from. I found that I've learned from not just engineers at my job, but people that work in HR. I've learned people skills, and just from all walks of life. I've learned quite a few lessons from just people that I've met in the gas station, random people, didn't know them, wasn't trying to get to know them, but, just a short conversation, they can say something that if you're listening, you're able to listen, it can really change your life and change your perspective. And so also with that continuous learning, it also comes from learning from experiences. So these can be good experiences, and these can be what we sometimes consider to be bad experiences. But just because an experience doesn't go the way you want it to does not mean it's bad. Sometimes it's just not the right time. Sometimes it's not for you. And sometimes that's just how it goes. Every day can't be a good day because you wouldn't appreciate them. So something that I like, an anecdote that I always come back to was from in college. I attended a National Society of Black Engineers college fair my junior year. And you practice your speech when you talk to the recruiters. And I gave Microsoft my resume. I didn't get a call back. Okay, whatever. But I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, be upset about it. But here, my senior year, in about October of my senior year, I received a call from Microsoft. They were like, we have your resume, and we want to interview you. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And so they flew me out to Seattle, Washington, where I interviewed, and then I also had a day to just explore the city, all paid for by them. And so I get back to BU, don't hear from them for a couple weeks, so I'm a little nervous. I wanted to work for Microsoft, especially as a computer engineer. They're one of the big tech companies. And I loved Seattle when I was out there. So I just, in my mind, I was like, I want to work for Microsoft. They seem to like me. They're definitely going to want me. I have a job there. I need to start getting ready to move out to Seattle. So 2 weeks go by, no phone call, no email, no nothing. So that wasn't really a good sign, but I still have my hopes up. Then I get an email saying that I did not receive the position. So naturally, I'm heartbroken. Upset, crying, ugly crying. And so, I didn't let it get me down though. I still was like, I'm still here to go to school. I'm gonna continue to do well in my classes. Then I ended up getting a job with Ford, of course. So everything was okay. but I still felt a little burn from not getting that position with Microsoft. So I just consider that to be the low of the low in starting my early career life. And then come to find out, right after I graduated high school, they started laying off a bunch of people. So maybe it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. But sometimes it's not the right time or it's not for you. And you just have to understand that, and you can't let it deter you. So that goes with anything in life. It can be in a class, you study hard for a test, you got it, you get the test, and you realize you don't have it as much as you thought you did. You learn from that. Sometimes it's, things that you could have done to prepare, and then sometimes it just caught you off guard. The test was completely different than what the teacher told you or the professor told you. But you can't let that get you down. You just learn from those mistakes and perhaps change the way you study or change the way you study. That's really all you can do in those situations. And then hopefully that will yield a better result in the end. So, you're in school to learn. We say you go to school to learn, but what we do most of our lives is learn, whether we realize it or not. So we're really here to learn always. And so I just hope that you always keep that in mind. And you've already demonstrated that you demonstrated great abilities in learning and in your achievements throughout high school. So you're already on the right path. And I just really want to stress that, for you guys to stay on this path because I know it's hard. It doesn't get easier. But if you continue to learn along the way, and you'll have plenty of help. You have a support system here. Even if they're not here, you have a support system. And so I just want all of you to really, be happy today, be happy for yourselves, be happy for your peers. Celebrate yourselves today and all of your achievements because that is what today is about. But also, I just want to encourage you to keep working hard, keep learning, keep asking questions, and just keep striving to be the best that you can be at whatever you want to do. And the hard work will pay off. So thank you.
Okay, let's give our guest speaker another round of applause for coming to speak to the inductees. Now, the four main purposes have guided chapters of the National Honor Society from the beginning. The person who's going to read scholarship, Tamia.
Scholarship. Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn, even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success. And it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand through their world throughout the opportunities inherent in scholarship. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Malcolm X.
Next is Rachel with leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school in taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities. The real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive charge to each of our members. Dr. Lorraine Monroe, President and CEO of the Lorraine Monroe Leadership Institute, states that becoming a leader is an act of self-invention. Imagine yourself as a leader. Act as if you are a leader under your actually becoming one.
Next is Charles with service.
My office is service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Dr. Martin Luther King.
And last but not least, Micaiah with character.
Character. Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes one person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved, not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be, in reality, what we wish to appear to others as. To be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, trustworthiness, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. One of the lessons that I grew up with was to always stay true to yourself and never let what someone else says distract you from your goals. And so when I hear about negative and false attacks, I really don't invest any energy in them because I know who I am, Michelle Obama.
And at this time, will all the inductees stand? We will now recite the National Honor Society Pledge. I, being aware of the honor which is being bestowed upon me, do hereby pledge loyalty to the National Honor Society. It shall be my earnest purpose to give unsparingly of my time and energy toward the promotion of all school activities. I will strive to be at all times a model student and will never knowingly bring reproach upon my school. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of this society for which I have been selected, striving in every way by word and deed to make its ideals the ideals of my school and my life. It's okay, guys. Well, you guys can be seated now. Oh, at this time, we will present the certificates. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, you'll get your certificates and pens later, so yeah, just sit down. At this time, we will have closing remarks by Principal Jones.
Good evening, everyone. These are the type of events that my heart just exudes with joy when our students make a choice to become a scholar. See, you signed up and enrolled to be a student in school, but you made a choice to become a scholar. So on this evening, at this time, we say thank you and we salute you. So everyone, please stand up and give them a round of applause for choosing to become scholars. We are so very proud of you. And while your families are still standing, I want you to give them a round of applause because you didn't do it by yourselves. You have family and friends who have supported you along the way. Thank you. Who've supported you along the way. But you were wise enough to make a decision for yourself that being average wasn't enough. That you wanted to be excellent and you strive for that. None of us are ever perfect, but you can strive for excellence, and that's what you've done. So I'm extremely proud of each and every single one of you. I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to serve as your principal, and I'm looking forward to the continued choices that you're going to make to excel in your lives. You chose wisely to be above the average and to do the things that reflect greatness. Your family is proud, your school family is proud, and you're going to make a difference in our world. So thank you. So we applaud you again. You made a commitment to be of service and to lead, because leadership is not a title, it is action. So we want to see you at the forefront, making a difference, making this school great, improving the lives of others, and most importantly, making sure that you are going on to college and choosing careers and professions so that you can make a difference in our world today. So thank you again. Keep up the good work. I am so proud of the National Honor Society members who are still active and taking on leadership roles in your school. You make the difference here at Oak Park High School, and I'm proud to be a Knight, and you should too. Thank you, parents, for coming out this evening. We cannot have NHS if we did not have a sponsor. If you do not give Miss Polly a round of applause, I'm going to come around there and give it on your behalf, because she stays late. She goes above and beyond because she knows how important this is as well. So again, thank you. Enjoy your food, and what we're going to do is that we're going to get your pen and certificates while you have an opportunity to fill your bellies, all right? Because it's been a long day for you and your parents as well. So we want to get to the good part, the celebratory aspect of this evening. Fair enough? All right. Miss Polly?
Yes.
How did you want to?
Say that Principal Jones has been out of the building for the past couple of days.
learning. I'm a lifelong learner, and so I demonstrate and model that for my students. So I was at workshops learning how to become a better principal to better serve our academic community. And so when I looked on my calendar and saw that it was the event for my NHS students, I came back up to this school so I can be here just to applaud and celebrate you. All right? So that is why we are running down and go get your certificates and your pens so that you all can be rewarded and acknowledged this evening. All right?
Okay. Okay, parents, thank you for your understanding. And the pens and the cards are just a little late. They'll be here, what's today? They'll be here by Friday. Hopefully tomorrow. They always have a little rush around this time of year. As a matter of fact, when I was picking up the cake, it was another school. It was lined up. Everybody's having their induction ceremony around the same time of the year. But they will be receiving their pens and their cards. But you will get your certificates this evening, okay? So without further ado, I'll turn it back over to our Mistress of Ceremonies, Miss Zenobia Vijay.
I would like to thank all the parents and the inductees for coming out today. It was a big challenge for you, and I hope that you guys get into the program and you feel as home as we do. And yes, that'll be the end of the National Honor Society induction ceremony. So.